This one, an international big man, Yannick Nzosa, the 19-year-old 6'10" center from Malaga over in Spain. He's originally from the DRC. His numbers, I don't know how to read them because they're shocking. 10 minutes a game, 2 points, 38% shooting as a 6'10" center. Now, of course, playing in Spain, playing in these top-level leagues, unless you're Luka Doncic, you don't really get the opportunity to run a team or be the number one guy, and he's a bit part player. So hard to project through these stats. And Nzosa's a guy that I've heard his name for a few years, but these numbers would make me think there's no way that this is NBA caliber stuff. Okay, is this an NBA caliber player? Is this just hey, you were never going to contribute to wins at the age of 18 in the Spanish league, so therefore you don't play, which is what we've seen from so many of these guys. And there's someone that I'm just completely blanking on, the guy that went to Houston last season. What's his name?
Oh, Usman Garuba.
Yes, Usman Garuba, who played about 8 minutes a night or whatever it was in the Spanish league as well. Is Nzosa sort of at that level of prospect? Can he be that guy who's just been marginalized because of the realities of the European leagues?
He's the guy that I definitely think of the most often. I think Garuba was a little bit more advanced in terms of defensive awareness and coverages, but Souza is like a terrific athlete, 6'10" with a 7'6" wingspan, springy athlete in a way that Garuba just isn't. But yeah, like there's just a general uncertainty around him, and he's just kind of this like project pick who I think if he does work out, it'll be in 2 or 3 years, getting him to get acclimated to NBA system and just kind of his overall feel for the game in a lot of situations. Offensively, he's just not really there, like in any real form or fashion. He doesn't really have like a natural spot. He's still a little bit slight of frame. Not really that inside type of scorer, but also he's not someone who can shoot or has those ball skills out there either. Or is like a great decision maker. Garuba was a better decision maker on short rolls and things like that. But yeah, like it's gonna take some time. But the team that takes a chance on him, whether that be in the late second round or if that's in on a two-way deal or whatever it may be. It's going to be kind of a process, patience with him.
Is he a guy that's going to stay in Europe, do you think, for a year or two? And for teams like the San Antonio Spurs, who have 3 first-round picks and probably don't have room for those 3 guys on their roster, is there enough upside in him to be like, hey, we'll take you with our pick late 20s and you stay in Europe for 2 years and then come over in a couple of seasons? Or is that just is that too high for him?
I would be surprised. I'd probably be shocked if they took him in the first round. I don't put anything past the Spurs, and maybe I'd end up being wrong on this front, but I just don't know if you would want to gamble on somebody who's, seemingly that far away. He could possibly potentially stay overseas. I think there's been like some sort of things. I'm not 100% well versed on what has been going on with him lately. I think there was like some talks about transferring clubs potentially, or they had kept him out from.
Yeah, I think he has because he played. I think he's at Malaga now, but he played at Unicaja last season. I think he has moved across to Malaga.
Yeah, so just there's a lot of different things going on over there, and I think that it could be a viable option for a player like him. Like what we were saying, it's going to take some time and patience, but I'd be surprised if it ended up in the first round.
I'm just trying to read through this stuff on this team stuff with him at the moment, and sometimes reading the names of these Spanish teams and stuff. And I'm like looking, is Unicaja and Malaga the same? I think they might be, but I'm not certain. So anyone here who's really in depth with Unicaja and Malaga, is it the same club? Maybe it is. I don't know. Let us know. But we're looking at Yannick Nzosa as an NBA prospect. So it'll be interesting to see. He has a guy that I've heard about for a few years, and that always makes my ears prick up just to think, maybe there's something there with him. But you're right. He probably is more of a second-round player. Keandre, thanks